The Dreamcloud mattress. Got this mattress for free. Dreamcloud sent me the mattress. Part of the agreement of me getting this mattress for free was they would have no input into my video. Everything, all my content is my own honest opinion. They have no input into my content. The only agreement was they're allowed to use my content. The Dreamcloud mattress. Now, the company behind Dreamcloud is indeed Nectar Sleep Limited. You've probably heard of them before because they do the Nectar mattress. And indeed, Dreamcloud and Nectar, sub-brands of a company called Resident. The big deal about Dreamcloud and Nectar, they both have a 365 night trial. You can try this mattress for 365 nights and still send it back if you are not happy. We did get the Nectar mattress first. Dreamcloud has been around since 2019. So I'm saying Nectar is the old foam mattress. That means Dreamcloud is the hybrid mattress. It's not just any old hybrid mattress. They're calling this their luxury hybrid mattress, and they're calling it very plush. Also, the other big deal is they're saying it's classic medium firm. Is it? Well, I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. I'm going to go into all of it in detail, and indeed take the cover off, tell you about the layers in detail. So we've got 1,050 count pocket springs. That would be in a king size mattress. All other sizes will be relatively more or relatively less. Not just 1,035 or 1,050, I believe, pocket springs in this mattress if you had a king size, but they go edge to edge. That's unusual. Normally, that's high-end mattresses go edge to edge because it's very hard to put pocket springs on the side of a mattress. Why? Because they have a lot of side-to-side movement. It's not great for sleeping on your side. You get a roll-off effect. That's why you normally find most of these mattresses boxed in with foam, but then you don't get a consistent feel across the mattress. When you have pocket springs on the edge, they need to be made especially for the edge. So around the perimeter of your mattress, you will get a different type. And on Dreamcloud, they use smaller springs on the edge, designed to go on the edge. So you get edge-to-edge pocket springs. Give you better, hopefully, edge support. Certainly no roll-off effect. You get the benefit of a consistent feel. You also get the benefit of better airflow beneath the top layers because the springs come all the way out to the end. And the springs going up and down give a bellowing effect. You get nice airflow, helps cooling above. Pocket springs to the edge increases that cooling effect. Another headline is phase change materials. So woven into the mattress, the cover of the mattress, special materials, call it phase change materials. They change their state depending on if they're taking in heat or giving out heat. So they respond to changes in heat, and the effect overall of that is to regulate temperature. So that means cooler night's sleep. We've got that in the cover. We've got the 365 nights trial. All our foams here are CertiPure certified, which is great. That's over and above normal regulations that you get in the EU and the UK. Indeed, when we leave the EU, if you see the mattress before Brexit has happened, the UK are simply copying what was the old EU regulations and becoming UK regulations. So all that is the same, but CertiPure builds on those regulations, goes even further. We have plenty of comfort layer on here. This is a 29 centimeter high mattress, which is pretty decent for these online type mattresses. That's a lot of mattress right here. And we've got memory foam on top. I personally like memory foam. You've got to understand memory foam. Not everybody likes memory foam. I am personally a fan of memory foam. I sleep on a memory foam topper when I'm not trying out mattresses, and I put that on top of a memory foam mattress. So I've said they're describing it as a plush medium firm feel. How did I find it? So I did find it classic medium firm. And when I say classic, if I look at my own scoring, I score, when you see my scoring, 7 to 7.5 is what I consider medium firm. 7.3, it's classic medium firm. That is what you would call crowd pleasing firmness level. It's going to suit the most people. Doesn't mean to say it's going to suit you, but overall, that's the firmness level that most people settle on. When people talk about firmness levels, one thing they don't normally talk about is how much they soften. All mattresses are going to soften. Every warranty will tell you, rotate, 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 because they know it's going to soften in particular areas. If you only sleep on parts of your mattress, those areas will soften. You'll start getting dips. You'll say it's a warranty issue. They might not consider it a warranty issue. They will say it hasn't been broken in properly. So these mattresses, these foam mattresses do need a breaking in period, and you do need to get the even wear. Now, what I'm trying to say is I can score like most people do, day 1, day 2, but the rate at which they soften up means it's going to change over time. So that may not be telling you a lot 6 weeks down the line. I do measure softening. I can tell you Dreamcloud was middle ground for softening, and that's what I consider good. I would say I've had a few mattresses, not many, that softened up less, a couple that didn't soften up at all in the time, normally about 3 weeks that I sleep on it, and quite a few that have softened up a lot more, which is that takes it to a whole different feel. I mean, if it softens up too much, and I'm talking 3 weeks, we're not talking a lot, takes it from a firm to a medium firm, or medium firm to a soft mattress. So what I'm trying to say is, bear in mind, when I say medium firm, I take into account the softening as well. So even with a bit of softening, the softening that I've found, definitely still medium firm. I can't say that for all mattresses I've tried. So what does that mean in reality? I do also want to point out, this is a UK version. Dreamcloud sell the Dreamcloud, when I say Dreamcloud, Nectar Sleep Limited sell this mattress internationally. In the UK, this is made within the UK, manufactured in the UK, delivered within the UK. It's UK specific. And if you want a UK mattress, you're going to have to buy it online. You can't get it in stores. It's a true online only mattress. Not all of them are true online. The Dreamcloud is true online only. So I'm saying it's classic medium firm. What does that mean to you? I'll tell you what it means to me. This is the level at which I can personally sleep without a topper. That doesn't really mean anything to you, but that tells me this is classic medium firm. So enough support from those big pocket springs, 15 centimeter full-size pocket springs hold me up, but also enough give that I'm sinking in enough. I like a lot of molding around my body. And they call it plush. I guess that's why they're calling it plush. There is plenty of sinkage, but there's also plenty of support. Anything firmer than this, I would definitely need to use a topper. So I think this is the sort of level at which you would say all back sleepers are going to be happy. If you sleep on your back, you know, you're doing well, because more mattresses are going to suit you than any other type of sleeper. If you move to your side, and first of all, as I said, no roll-off effect. You know, I'd have to be right on the edge to roll off. So edge to edge support there from the pocket springs, I am not rolling off. But what I would say, not quite as good on the side, because as you're going to get with any hybrid mattress, by the nature, those pocket springs that give you really good deep down support are pushing back. So, you know, on the shoulder, that's not quite. So I think it's fine on the shoulder. There's plenty. I think we've got 10.5 centimeters of comfort layer on here, which is a lot of comfort layer for these type of mattresses. And so I'm still okay, but I could say, you know, it's a bit firmer to feel on my shoulder. Now, go remember, if you're on the lighter side, that's going to be even more of an issue. If you're heavier, if I'm around 14 stone and you're heavier than that, it's still going to feel a bit softer to you. You'll probably be fine. Again, on your tummy, where you do want a firm feel, you do not want your hips sinking in at all, the opposite of what you would do on your back. To me, that's fine. But if you are on the heavy side, it may be a little bit too soft. But then again, if you're lighter, it's definitely going to be fine for you as a tummy sleeper. Of course, the people who have the most problems are people who sleep in all positions. I get that all the time. I sleep on my tummy, my side, and my back, and can you recommend me a mattress? And honestly, that must be the hardest thing to do, to recommend a mattress that suits all sleeping positions, because they all want a different firmness level. But a medium firm, you're more likely to get something that's going to suit all positions. But it's still, I would say, at its strongest as for back sleepers. It's got full-size pocket springs. You've got to remember, that's going to give it some bounce. Now, it hasn't got as much bounce as I would expect for 15 centimeter pocket springs, but that's not a surprise, because we've got 10 centimeters of comfort layer below here. Not just 10 centimeters, I've got 4 centimeters of memory foam. Memory foam being the best material for absorbing motion. You're going to get the less bounce, the less spring out of memory foam. So I think that's adding up to being, you know, there's certainly some bounce and feedback, but less than other pocket spring hybrid mattresses that I've tried. And I would say because of the level of comfort layer you're getting. So classic medium firm, it's got bounce, but probably less than you might expect for the size of pocket springs. But we've got edge-to-edge pocket springs. We're hoping for a really good edge support. As you can see, here I am. I'm sitting on the edge of the mattress. I can sit here quite happily. I'm not sinking right to the bottom of the bed frame. In terms of where does it stand in edge support, Again, pretty middle ground, pretty classic, I'd say pretty decent. I certainly had stronger edge support, and I've certainly had less edge support. So I would say pretty decent for edge support. Pretty much the same for point elasticity. Point elasticity being you're pressing down, how much of the mattress is being affected. So imagine those are my hips. I want to be molding into, I want to be sinking where my hips are and filling out my lumbar region, wherever that may be. That means I don't want to press down there and have it all pressing down like you would with the old classic inner coil springs, where actually it's all one coil across the whole mattress. You can do that in one area and it's all moving. The point of pocket springs being they're individual. You shouldn't really be getting that. And also with memory foam on top, you'd hope for even better molding. Again, I would say pretty much middle ground. My 16 kilo weight, as you can see, been affected up to about here. I've certainly had mattresses where it would be a little bit less, and I've certainly had mattresses that would be a little bit more. You've got to take into account it's a medium firm feel. The firmer the mattress, the better that tends to be. But then the flip side of that is not much of the foam is being affected, but you're not sinking down that much either. So you're not getting a lot of molding. So you've got to take both into account. So there is enough molding and there is enough point elasticity. So as I'm saying, middle ground for both. It actually ends up to being not too bad. Motion transfer. So you're on a double. You sleep in there, oh, blissful, but suddenly your partner's moving all over the place. You don't want to feel that motion. So when I say a mattress is good for motion transfer, I mean you're not feeling much of the motion on the other side of the mattress. It's got big pocket springs, never going to be great for motion transfer. You'd hope for it to be not too bad a little bit, even though you've got the pocket spring because you've got memory foam on top. But I would say more of the properties of the pocket springs are in evidence as opposed to the memory foam, which adds up to, is not that great for motion transfer. Are you going to feel some, if your partner is on the heavy side, you will feel some motion transfer. Is it all being sent right over to you? No. So it does absorb some motion transfer. It's got memory foam on top, but I've certainly had other mattresses that would be better, you know, for that particular property. But you've got to take everything overall into consideration. One of the big deals about the Dreamcloud mattress is the cover. It is a thick quilted cover, and it's a significant part of the mattress itself. Some covers are literally covers. Some covers are actually part of the comfort layers of the mattress. Indeed, as far as I'm concerned, this is part of the comfort layers of the mattress. And I say that because it's 2.5 centimeters thick at its thickest. So it adds to the comfort layers. Quilted, as I say, but it has phase change materials. I should say this is 100% polyester top and size, and the bottom is 100% polypropylene. It does contain phase change materials, PCMs, if you see it abbreviated. They change state when they respond to heat. And as I said previously, the classic example always is hot cup of tea, solid ice is very cold. You put your solid cold ice into your tea. That ice absorbs heat from the hot tea. The tea cools down, the ice turns to liquid, its state has changed. If you put that back in the freezer, it will become solid again as it changes back into a different state. Phase change materials are not marketing material. There is plenty of literature out there that demonstrates they really do work. The cover is designed to help you sleep cool. It also adds to what they call the plush feel because it's a significant part of the comfort layers. Do note we have handles on the side. I've stated before, it surprises me how many mattresses still come without handles on the side. I've heard people say it's because it's another thing to fall off, but when you live with a mattress, for me, it does make a huge difference. And if they're solid, as Dreamcloud handles appear to be, that shouldn't really be a problem. I should say this is not a washable cover. When I say that, spot clean, yeah, but you can't put this in the washing machine. But it would be hard to anyway because the zip is on the bottom. And that's a problem. So it's obviously, it's not going to be a problem because you're not really going to be taking it off anyway. But if it was a removable washable cover, you'd like it to be zipped at the top, but obviously they don't want you to be removing the cover, and they've made it as awkward as possible. I'm not saying they've deliberately done that, by the way. I'm just saying if you wanted to take this off, it would be awkward because the zip is on the bottom. I am going to take this cover off. I'm going to show you the layers in detail. You'll note this is a one-piece cover, so the bottom doesn't separate from the rest of it. It's all in one. The Dreamcloud layers: 4 centimeters of memory foam, 4 centimeters polyurethane foam, 15 centimeter pocket springs edge to edge, 3 centimeters polyurethane foam below the pocket springs to help them stabilize. So normally we'd say memory foam, you know, it's slow responding. People, the buzzword at the moment of mattresses seem to be, well, one of them would say to be responsiveness, and it's talked about as though it's the thing to have. Well, if you want a memory foam mattress, like I do, it's because you don't want it to be too responsive. You want it to mold around you without the pushback. Responsiveness also means pushback. So modern memory foams are not like the old quicksand memory foam, and especially when you put it on top of all those pocket springs, that is going to respond. It's just a fraction behind what a polyurethane foam would be doing. So if I put my weight on there, are you gonna sink in when you get off? Is your body impression gonna be left there? There's a 16 kilo weight. Take it off. That's about 2 seconds to come back to shape. Obviously, the longer you are on memory foam, is worth, when I talk about firmness levels, it's worth bearing in mind, the longer you are in one position on a mattress, especially when it comes to memory foam, the more you're going to sink in. So how firm a mattress feels to you often will depend on how long you're sleeping in one position. If you sleep in the same position for 8 hours on a memory foam mattress, you can sink in much further than you would do on a polyurethane foam mattress, or indeed when you are a fidgety sleeper and you're moving position all the time, you're not going to sink in because it sinks over time. Memory foam, very different to a normal polyurethane foam. Memory foam, of course, is polyurethane foam, but with special additives to give it its unique properties. That is, doesn't really have pushback. It molds around you, whereas polyurethane foam, without the additives, it compresses and then will spring back the minute you get off it. And they call it latex-like, and they try to make it to mimic latex. However, memory foam dissipates around you. It doesn't load itself up with some pushback, and that's why it's slow to come back to shape. But that's why it's molding, that's why they use it in hospitals. It doesn't have the pushback, it's very body ache friendly. So it is quite responsive, aided by those pocket springs. Standard polyurethane foam below that, which is again going to help with responsiveness, but you're getting your molding from the top. A lot of these companies try to address, because people, is it responsive? So what they've been doing, I noticed from when those companies used to first come online, the companies, Eve and the like, started with, well, they started with latex on top, but a lot of the companies started with memory foam on top, and then they swapped it with the polyurethane foam below, as though that was going to just make it a little bit better because it's a bit more responsive. You're not getting the properties that you want from memory foam then. Memory foam is classic memory foam when it's taking in your body heat, which is why you could have potential heat issues, and that's why phase change materials in the top cover, air circulating below, helps to alleviate what could normally be heat issues. But by putting it under the top layer, it's not going to absorb your heat. It's not going to do what you wanted it to do in the first place. The pocket springs, I'm going to flip the mattress over so I can show you the pocket springs in more detail. ActivEdge, that's the name of these pocket springs. These pocket springs are made by Leggett & Platt. They are the biggest manufacturer of pocket springs in the world. They know what they're doing when it comes to pocket springs. They call this ActivEdge. Why? Because as you see, there's a threefold layer of pocket springs that are smaller in diameter than the main pocket springs. And these are the ones that are designed, these are stiffer, I can tell you, than these. Less of the edge-to-edge movement. And they're designed, what they're called, to reinforce what they would say is the perimeter, the edge of the mattress. You'll find a lot of the cheaper mattresses box it in with foam. Leggett & Platt themselves claim 28% more airflow when you have them edge to edge to allow even more air circulation. Because there's air between these pocket springs anyway. If you didn't know, pocket springs means they all move individually. They are connected by material between them, but the actual pocket springs themselves move individually. I press down there, only that's why they're great. So, and that's why they help with motion transfer, but of course they are springy. You're going to get some motion transfer with them. But these ActivEdge made to go on the side gives you a consistent feel right across. So when you have them boxed in, you reduce that consistent feel. You do help reinforce the edge, although some of them you still use soft foam on the edge, kind of takes away the point, and the edge support isn't that good. You do have reasonable edge support now with the pocket springs. You get the benefit of increased air circulation and a consistent feel, which is what you want with your pocket springs. Well, that's the top. Bear in mind, I've turned this around, sitting on just some standard polyurethane foam to give a base to the pocket springs to help stabilize them. And that's the point. Deep down support in the way foam can't help you, because a lot of you've got a bellowing effect as they go down, pushing air around. But as you can see, plenty of side-to-side movement in the way you wouldn't get with a normal all-foam mattress. One of the other issues when vacuum-packed mattresses became a big deal, so pocket springs weren't that great for vacuum packing, whereas foam was. However, these are made to be vacuum packed, made to give edge support and to be vacuum packed, which is why you can get these vacuum packed pocket springs with 15-centimeter pocket springs in the way you wouldn't have done years ago without it really compromising the mattress. So it's a big old mattress. 29 centimeters tall is a big mattress. We've got 10 centimeters. There's 8 centimeters there. There's another couple of centimeters, 2.5 centimeters I measured in the top cover. 10.5 centimeters for me is enough to go without the cover, without a topper, which I would normally have to use. And the difference between comfort layer and support layer is what it implies. Comfort isn't there to hold your body up as though someone was actually holding it. It's up to gently sink in, and it molds around you, fills in the gaps. That gives you that nice, what they would call plush feel. But then you want to be, after you've had enough sinkage, after you've had enough of the foam filling in the gaps and molding, contouring around you, then you want, now you need to hold me up. And that's what we call the support layers. And you've got 15 centimeter pocket springs are big old pocket springs. So plenty of pocket springs and plenty of comfort layer. And I point that out because that's not always the case. Some mattresses come with a little comfort layer. And for me personally, I couldn't sleep on them without a topper. Can't tell you foam densities. I don't have the information. However, I know I made an assumption on the Nectar, which is a lot easier because it's an all-foam mattress. I can make assumptions on what the layers were. And I personally reckon, and I can be wrong, the memory foam on that is 50 kilos per cubic meter. It would be a fair guess to say they're probably using maybe the same foam on Dreamcloud as they are on Nectar. They are sister companies, in which case we were talking 50 kilos per cubic meter, which is pretty much classic for these type of mattresses to be using for the top layer, and probably the polyurethane foam below that. However, if I weigh this overall, take an average density, 49 kilo per cubic meter is pretty good. Certainly better than some of the other hybrid mattresses that I've tried. You are definitely getting plenty of mattress there for your money. When you order your mattress, as standard, they will take it to a room of your choice. If you're getting a Super King, that's pretty handy, because this is a heavy old mattress. When I say 49 kilo per cubic meter, that means it's going to be a heavy mattress, but there's a lot of mattress for your money. As standard, they will deliver, if you want, to a room of your choice. And for a small extra fee, as they say, they will take away your old mattress. So that is a service that you can obtain when ordering. It's CertiPure, as it says, CertiPure certified. That's a big deal. I should point out, zero smell. At this point, zero smell. Oh, it's a tiny hit. This is one of the lowest smelling mattresses I had. I would happily say, I'll give this top marks for smells. And smells, and I'm talking about volatile organic compounds, because volatile organic compounds, if you see it, VOCs, are the chemicals leaching out of the mattress, normally in the first few days, but can linger, and certainly CertiPure are trying to minimize that. I always say, let your mattress air before you sleep on it, no matter what they say. Give it a good 72 hours in a well-ventilated room. Most of those VOCs should have leached anyway, if they're going to leach. In terms of this mattress, almost zero on day one, and very quickly, I was getting nothing. With the cover on, me head right to it, it really was low smelling. Can't say that about most of the polyurethane mattresses that I had. So I definitely want to point that out. There's a memory foam on top, probably 10 centimeters actually of polyurethane foam, without any noticeable smell at all, is a big plus in the first few weeks of having a mattress. And it's CertiPure certified. Just want to point out that that is also a big deal. As I said, they do have the forever warranty, now a lifetime warranty, but do check the details of that warranty. It's different after 10 years as it is in the first few years, the first 10 years. Look for what they cover, look for what they don't cover. However, they will cover it over for more than 10 years if you happen to have the mattress for more than 10 years. But after that first 10 years, it's repair or replace rather than replace, which it would be in the first 10 years. But I always stress, must check details of warranty. They do differ between companies, and warranties for mattresses is not the same as a lot of other products. There are things that are considered not a warranty issue that some people might think should be. Got to be aware of that with all mattresses. On paper are not one of the cheapest online, but they seem to have permanently some of the best discounts of the online companies. That seems to be a thing now. All the companies have a retail price and then big discounts. £250 seems to be regular, I've seen, for the Dreamcloud, so makes a huge difference. If I say retail price is a little bit more expensive, but the discounts seem to be bigger than a lot of the other companies, that changes how you would view the price. But even at retail, I think you're getting a lot of mattress for your money. I did sleep on this happily, and for me, I was able to do that without a topper, and it's about as firm as I could go. It's definitely classic medium firm, and I wouldn't want it any firmer, but it was just about spot on for being able to get away without a topper, having enough support, but also having enough comfort layer. So overall, again, I've had a lot of mattresses that I've been more happy with in the first few years that I was trying out mattresses. Another one I could sleep on happily. That's going to suit a lot of people. Definitely getting edge-to-edge pocket springs is good. 15 centimeters, you know, that's proper full height pocket springs. I was very pleased that I'm getting enough comfort layer, which is catches people out on a lot of mattresses, I think, where it's just not enough comfort layer to mold around you. It's all well and good being foam and molding, but if there isn't enough of it anyway, it's not going to be able to mold into all your nooks and crevices. So I give it a thumbs up. Just take into account all of the properties, the bounce, the motion transfer, the memory foam, whether it's pocket, what you're expecting out of a mattress. A lot of people just think a mattress is a mattress, and it really isn't, and then they get disappointed on their first mattress. Take into account everything. I think you've got a lot of mattress here for your money. I hope I've given you enough information to make a wise decision, and I thank you for watching.